Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm Paul Gottsagen, partner and president, ISG Research and Client Experience. Welcome. Welcome to the 2021 ISG Star of Excellence Award ceremony. I look forward to hosting the ceremony. Maybe I'm not quite as funny as Chris Rock or Ellen DeGeneres or Billy Crystal and at the Oscars, but this isn't exactly Hollywood, but let's be very clear. For our industry, the Star of Excellence is the penultimate recognition for client experience within the technology services sector. And for the fourth year in a row, we've surveyed enterprises globally to measure customer experience scores for the breadth and quality of their technology services and delivery capabilities across all regions, all industries, and technology areas. Aside from so many in the provider ecosystem that are joining us today for the event, thank you. We also have several of my ISG colleagues that you will hear from shortly, including Jan-Erik Acey and Heiko Henkes from ISG's research team, who will frame up the process and approach. In addition to that, I'm with five of ISG's leaders, Randy Gohagen, Lois Coatney, Todd Lavieri, Steve Hall, and our CEO and chairman, Michael Connors. They'll each be handing out awards. Now, customer experience is easy to say, but very challenging to get right, and it has many, many dimensions to it. So our survey breaks it down into 6 foundational categories. Those categories are collaboration, execution, culture fit, governance, innovation, and we have a new category added this year in light of all that we've been through over the past 21 months, business continuity and flexibility. So very germane to our current environment. And you'll hear more details on how we developed the survey from Heiko in a short while. Now, reflecting the depth and breadth of this global survey, we've tabulated results that are focused on several crucial areas. Global capabilities are paramount, and yet it's imperative that we recognize those providers who are particularly strong within specific geographic regions. And by the same token, breadth of solution capability is what you're all after, obviously, and yet it's important to recognize those providers who've attained towering strengths in particular technology solutions and particular industry verticals. And to ensure recognition for some of the newer waves of emerging technologies, once again, we will be recognizing emerging technology standouts and, of course, the overall Star of Excellence winners. One last point before I pass the baton to Jan-Erik. Hats off to all 30 service providers from across the globe that have earned the position of finalists for the 2021 ISG Star of Excellence Award. Out of more than 1,000 providers, which our team, the ISG team, continuously screens and rates, only 30 providers made it into the League of Finalists. All of our research over the past 22 months has been consistent that these 30 firms have really stepped up in so many ways. They've saved the day during probably our most challenging situation we've come across, and you should all be commended for that. Thank you, and now I'm going to hand it off to Jan-Erik Acey to take it from here. Over to you, Jan-Erik.
Well, thanks, Paul. This is a great opportunity, as you said, and it's such a special set of awards that we're handing out today. And as you mentioned, in light of what we've gone through this last year and the year before, getting feedback from your clients means so much to us as we consider your positioning in our Provider Lens reports, as our advisors are giving recommendations to their clients. And I think to all of you to understand how your clients' experience has been over the year, where you've done well, where there's opportunities for improvement. So let me just walk through a little bit of our program. So we wanted to make sure that we were getting an unbiased opinion. And so, as you may remember, 2 years ago, we introduced the idea of letting you nominate your own clients and give their names to us, and we would invite them to participate in the study. On the flip side, we also wanted to get public information. So we sought our feedback from our own clients out to the public. We had, with every press release that we did over the year, we provided a link so that people could go in on their own and give feedback. The good news is that we received tons of feedback, both from your nominations as well as from the public in general. And so we really feel like we have an unbiased view of how they look at you. We had a couple of rules in place that we needed to have at least 30 different nominations. We wanted to look at industry and emerging technology and geography as well. So all of that's in there. We also introduced a qualitative open-ended question so that we can learn more from your clients and share that feedback back with you. So overall, we had nearly 2,000 responses, more than 1,000 coming from you, of which 450 of them participated in the surveys. Obviously, we'd like to get more. I want to see numbers 5 times this amount. I come from one of our competitors, working there about 10 years ago. And the thing that really impressed me was the survey that they did every year and just the breadth and depth of data that was available. And I've always been jealous of that. And so our goal was to recreate that. And we're well on our way. The kind of data that we're going to be able to share with you, Heiko's going to give you a little bit of a preview of that data, is really amazing. I'm thinking back to my days when I had led vendor management at American Express, and we conducted surveys of all of my colleagues across all the different service lines that were outsourcing. And we had a number of providers doing work for American Express. And the feedback that I got from all of those providers was, hey, it's helpful information, but it doesn't help us take any action. We don't know where people are happy. We don't know where people are unhappy. We just know that the average score is X. And if you want us to change, you need to get down to the details. They also told us it's really important that the people giving the feedback are the ones that actually see us doing the work every day. So that's really the change that we made this year. The level of people in the organization went down. We were trying to talk to the people on the ground day to day that are working with you, that are actually receiving your services, because they're the best ones to be able to give feedback, both positive as well as constructive. So we're well on our way. We hope that this next year we can work closer with you to increase these numbers and even get more feedback. So if I look across the industries, good news, we last year we had feedback from 7 different industries, this year 9. So we're getting more specific feedback for you around the industries. As far as the diversity of the provider or the clients that gave us the feedback, we are getting more feedback from large companies, not the largest, but definitely just the under the billion, and also those companies that are very large, that have a large number of employees. So we're really hearing from the big companies. We're hoping next year that we're going to hear from some smaller companies, and we really need to increase the number of referrals as well as the feedback that we're getting there. As you can see on the far left, we definitely want that number to be 50-50. We want to get just as many responses that you provide to us, referrals from your own clients, as well as what we get from the public. So there's an opportunity to improve there. And when we look at the type of people that responded, you see the largest number are those IT or digital leaders, and that's great. We want definitely to hear from that group, as well as the operations side. Where we want to increase is on the procurement and the vendor management group, and even more so on the line of business. We really want to get all of those numbers to be pretty even. So again, we're going to work with you to try and make sure that we're getting to the right people, those that are feeling the most impact for those things that you're doing well, and are accountable for those opportunities where the service could be better. So we believe we've made great progress this year, and I'm so pleased with the program, and I'm really excited to share with you everything about the program. The one thing that's really different this year that's going to take some time for everybody to recognize is that this program never ends. We are collecting feedback every day, and that's the idea. So in 2022, we're going to, we've launched 42 or will launch 42 different studies. We want to get feedback about all 42 studies, all 42 topics, down to the quadrant level, so that we really understand what it is you're providing, what services you're providing, and how their experience or their feedback is about those particular services. That feedback is going directly into each of those 42 studies. And the goal is that when we do the sneak preview process, which hopefully most of you know about, we will be able to tell you specific to that study what is the feedback that we got from the clients that you nominated, as well as those that we received from the public, and that you can take direct action so that all throughout the year you're getting that feedback. So the idea is that we will continue to get that feedback. In fact, as part of the research process, there will be a place that you will be giving us the names of your clients right when you're filling out the survey, doing the briefings. It will become part of the DNA of running the Provider Lens reports. And the results will be factored into the x-axis of the report. So you will see that feedback coming through on the studies, as well as giving you the specific details during the sneak preview process. And we will continue to have this award ceremony every year as sort of an end of year, pulling all of the data together. As Paul mentioned, we had 6 different categories that we are looking at, and we will be able to give you specifics about each of those and the kind of feedback that we got from your clients and from the public in your performance in those areas. Today, unfortunately, we don't have an opportunity to hear from each of you. We're just presenting to you, but please, right after the ceremony, reach out to Heiko and I, and we're happy to set up some time to go into depth about what we learned about you from your customers. And with that, I'm happy to turn the time over to Heiko Henkes, who is a director in my team and the product owner for the Star of Excellence program.
Thank you, Jan-Erik. Many thanks to my previous speakers and all my colleagues who are with us today. The same goes for the many providers who are actively working with us. So I would like to extend the warm welcome from Germany. As product owner of Star of Excellence, I'm looking forward to showing you some exciting insights from your customer's perspective. You know, Star of Excellence is all about the voice of the customer, respectively your customers. As already introduced by Paul on this year's program, not only impresses with an expansion of the existing cornerstones for a good provider-client relationship, it also asks for the meaning to be included in our evaluation. After all, we want to look at customer experience values in the context of importance to customers. That is what matters. And therefore, I can say customers gave highest importance to providers' ability to execute service delivery as per agreed service levels, and providers on an average received high experience scores for this category. The pandemic has led to enterprises to seek more flexibility from their service providers and their ability to support business continuity during turbulent times, which we are in definitely. This has also called for enhanced need for collaboration and transparency. Transparency is, by the way, always a topic between clients and providers, as we know, as largest sourcing advisor. However, voice of customer insights highlight that customer experience in both areas was suboptimal. It was because while providers focused on more and successfully delivered on keeping the lights on and ensuring minimum service disruption, they were often not agile enough to assist in helping clients to adapt changing business models in the post-pandemic world. In part, this can certainly be attributed to the provider's internal efforts to avoid downtime and to keep employees safe while customer projects continued. That is good, but a truly overwhelming task, if you ask me. Despite the fact that technology has mostly enabled a smooth transition to remote work, clients did feel that there was a dip in the level of collaboration in the new world. The need for ensuring governance and compliance stayed important and unchanged in the post-pandemic world, and client experience with their providers in this aspect was on an average satisfactory. The strong spread of remote working and the decreasing importance of face-to-face presence has led to a comparatively less distinctive ability of providers to adapt to people and culture. And you know that matters a lot. As consequence, the customer experience in this area is also comparatively low. The most striking finding, however, surprisingly, are relative to the core efforts, innovation and thought leadership does not rank high, showing that customers are not generally considering their providers, you, for example, to bring innovation beyond agreed service levels and thought leadership to support new business decisions in our highly disruptive world. So the key findings are service execution delivery is the most important category. It's good, and it's also received the highest customer experience score for providers. Customers are particularly happy with providers' ability to execute plans and projects on time, maintaining consistently high quality work. Governance and compliance received the second highest scores, and customers showcase confidence in their providers in complying with policies, with regulations, while also leveraging cybersecurity technology effectively for the same. However, the data insights some concerning areas such as innovation. Customers on an average were less satisfied with their provider's ability to bring in innovation and thought leadership, particularly in identifying areas, features, or processes for continuous improvement while changing the business model in the post-pandemic world. Customers also expressed concerns about their provider's inability to hire subject matter experts for changing business needs. So it's about flexibility. And now I'd like to draw a first iteration from the results. So business continuity and flexibility, the newly added CX category in 21. ISG introduced this category because of the customer experience score in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It includes client perceptions of provider responses to the pandemic, as well as providers' overall ability to ensure business continuity for their clients in other situations, such as transferring work from A to B, sometimes also to another provider, you know what I'm talking about, or for changing contracts while in flight mode. As reaction to the pandemic, the CX category is of high importance to enterprises. Be aware of that. However, providers do not score very high because of high expectations. Therefore, we would like to give all providers and partners of their customers, of your customers, here and now the opportunity to concentrate more on being perceived as innovative partners that are also thought leaders. That can be achieved, for example, through empathy and a profound understanding of the needs and pains that increasingly require a solution mindset at the technology level and industrial process knowledge. So my question to all of you is, how good are you at things through your customer's lens? And how we are looking forward to the festive part of the event, the awards. My esteemed colleague, Randy Gohagan, will continue. Over to you, Randy.
Thank you, Heiko. As the global leader for ISG's enterprise practice, I would like to say congratulations to all our regional winners. The regional awards are incredibly important as they ensure proper local delivery, which of course is of top importance to their global clients. As you can see from this diagram, scores from the providers across all regions are high. However, in North America and Central South America, customers have shown the most satisfaction with their providers, whereas customers in Western, Northern Europe, and Africa have given lower customer experience scores for their providers. This distribution of scores also matches with the most important customer experience category, execution and delivery. Providers in the global region winner category need to score high within the customer experience benchmark results and are expected to have more than 10 responses from all regions, Americas, EMEA, and APAC, to have independent advocacy from clients across regions. More than 5 out of 12 industries represented in their responses. They also need more than 19 out of 26 established technologies represented in the responses. And finally, more than 5 responses for the following service offerings: consulting projects, as well as for managed IT services, BPO, industry vertical specific services, and software cloud vendor specific services. And so I'm excited to announce the winners are Cognizant, HCL, and NTT. These winners showcase strong presence across all the regions, along with diversity in industries served and strength in multiple technologies. These providers were endorsed by customers for their managed IT, consulting projects, BPO vertical services, and capabilities specific to managing software as a service environments. For example, Microsoft, AWS, Salesforce, SAP, Google, etc. So we now move on to the providers who won the regional awards. Providers in the specific region winner category, Americas, EMEA, and APAC, also need high customer experience scores and are expected to have more than 20 responses from clients who conduct their business primarily in the respective region. They need responses covering at least 5 out of 12 industries and 12 out of 26 technologies. Congratulations to all our regional winners: HCL for Americas, Emphasis for APAC, and also for EMEA. Outstanding results and honored providers. These providers rose above the rest for these different regions. They received higher customer experience scores than any other providers for these geographies. Congratulations again to all of the winners. Now, I would like to turn it over to Lois Coatney, who will announce the industry winners. Lois?
For handing it over to me, and congratulations to all of the regional winners. And I'm here to talk about the industries. And it's one of the topics that I was happy to be able to present because, of course, over the pandemic, the industries really had, different challenges. And it's an area that, all of the providers really had to take some special care to be able to support. So to kick this off, let's just take a look at the customer experience scores by industry. And we found that public sector really were the most satisfied of all the scores. And, the providers in that space really did a great job. But probably not surprising, we had some challenges in healthcare and in CPG. The pandemic really impacted them. And so those were some challenging areas. And so the customer experience scores really reflected that. So let's first take a look at the Universal Industry Winners. This is an award for those providers who received really high customer experience scores across at least 10 of the 12 industries. And so that means that those providers really have capabilities that resonate across many industries, that they have experience that scales and be uniquely, applied to each of those industries to really help them drive those high scores. These providers also need to have a really solid geographic footprint. So again, they really are powerhouses across the globe and the industries. So congratulations to the 3 Universal Industry winners. They are HCL, Hexaware, and TCS. These providers really showcase broad, strong capabilities with multiple technologies, serving clients across all industries and across multiple geographies. So now let's move on to the awards for those providers who were winners in each individual industry. As we talked about earlier, industries have really had unique challenges and opportunities over this past year. If you think of healthcare, who really struggled just to keep the lights on, and consumer products, either they had explosive demand or maybe they had no demand because they really needed the foot traffic. So these providers really had to find a way to specialize what their delivery was like. They had to adjust for the need of the moment and really partner with their clients in unique ways to succeed. So these are the winners that really stepped up and worked with those providers or with those clients in these industries. So the industry winners are Accenture for pharmaceutical and life sciences, Burlesoft for insurance, Hexaware for telecom and media, Hexaware also for travel, transportation, and leisure, and IBM for consumer packaged goods. Continuing on from the previous slide, some further industry winners. Congratulations to Infosys for financial services and Infosys for retail. Congratulations to Persistent for manufacturing and Rackspace Technology for both business services and healthcare. What a tremendous set of winners for each of these industries. It's clear that your clients really appreciated your partnership and your dedication in really helping them through a tough year. So handing over to Todd Lavieri for the technology winners.
Thank you, Lois, and congratulations to all our regional and industry winners. What an incredible performance. As Vice Chairman and President of the Americas and Asia Pacific, I'm pleased and honored to present the winners of the Technology Awards. When it comes to technology, customer experience scores are a top priority across every category as measured by enterprise clients around the world. As you can see on the graph, in a world challenged by a pandemic, providers that excelled are those that can minimize disruption across a wide range of services by leveraging smooth and remote working transitions. Providers that were not able to meet the increased expectations in this space and category did receive lower customer experience scores. Customers gave high scores to providers that helped them with their existing Google, Salesforce, and Amazon Web Services environments. Their scores are all very tightly clustered. Providers that assisted customers with their SAP HANA ecosystems received lower customer satisfaction scores. From our experience, we know that the attrition rate among SAP experts climbed to significantly high levels during the pandemic, running above industry averages. It happened at least in part, we think, because many large transformation projects were put on hold. So with that, it's time to unveil the technology winners. Providers in the universal technology category needed to score well in customer experience benchmarks and demonstrate broad strength across multiple technologies, multiple geographies, with feedback from at least 15 clients. And the winners in this year's universal technology category are Burlesoft, CGI, and HCL. Congratulations, great job. Let me continue and present the winners for each of the technology categories. I'll announce all the winners in 3 parts. Similar to the other awards, there are customer experience criteria that needed to be met in order to be considered. So for part 1 of these awards, Accenture is the winner for SaaS solutions, for public cloud, and for Amazon Web Services. Cognizant is the winner for enterprise service management. DXC is the winner for contact center as a service. Genpact is the winner for finance and accounting. HCL is the winner for future of work. And Hexaware is the winner for ServiceNow. Congratulations to Accenture, Cognizant, DXC, Genpact, HCL, and Hexaware. Great job. Moving on to part 2. IBM is the winner for marketing technology, for Microsoft, for Google, for Oracle, and for procurement services. Infosys is the winner for application services, and Persistent is the winner for analytics. Congratulations, IBM, Infosys, and Persistent. Continuing on to our final set of technology winners, Persistent is the winner for Salesforce. Tech Mahindra is the winner for cloud ecosystem specific services. UST is the winner for SAP HANA, for mainframes, and for contact center. Edzensar is the winner for private hybrid cloud technology. Again, congratulations to all the technology winners. Now, let me introduce Steve Hall. Steve?
Great. Well, thank you, Todd, and congratulations to all the technology winners. That was such a competitive category, and there was just some great stories and delivery capabilities in that. So as the head of Europe and ISG Digital, I'm really honored to presenting the awards for our emerging technologies. So the emerging technology category surveyed 6 technologies that are transforming our clients' businesses and the technology landscape. Technologies associated with software-defined networks, which included 5G, intelligent automation, and cloud-native containers received the highest customer experience ratings. Cybersecurity was seen as a critical capability across the client base, but it's clear there's more work to do to continuously exceed clients' expectations. IoT and digital transformation services, interesting because they're the most hyped categories, really received the lowest customer experience scores. And when we looked at the data, we suspect it's really due to the changing scope for these specific categories. So the winners in the Universal Emerging Technology category represented the highest score in at least 4 of the 6 categories, and with a minimum of 20 responses across multiple geographies. So the winners for the 2021 Universal Emerging Technology providers are, get the envelope please, Capgemini, Hexaware, and IBM. These 3 global winners really represent the best of the industry across a broad range of emerging technologies. Congratulations, and now let's announce the winners for each of the 6 emerging technologies. The winners in each of the 6 emerging technology categories are Accenture for digital business and cybersecurity, IBM and Kyndryl as a team for cloud-native containers, IBM for IoT services, Kyndryl for software-defined networks, and Persistent for intelligent automation. So just one note here, as you know, IBM spun out Kyndryl in September. And as Jan-Erik mentioned earlier, this is a continuous process that we do to survey. So while IBM was initially identified in each of the surveys, we decided to separate the winners by the specific service companies that performed within each of the companies. So congratulations to all. So now let's have the big drum roll. I'm proud to introduce our chairman and CEO, Mike Connors, who will present the overall Star of Excellence winners for 2021.
Thanks, Steve. Congratulations again to all our Leadership Award winners on your outstanding achievement. Now I am proud to present to you the overall ISG Star of Excellence winners for 2021. As we look back on 2021, the global technology and business services industry has been challenged as never before to help enterprise customers advance their digital agendas in the face of a global pandemic and widespread talent shortages. The winners we are announcing today have risen to that challenge. They have displayed a strong ability to maintain business continuity and support their customers with innovative solutions. Their example raises the bar for the entire industry. Of course, there is no greater recognition than to be held in high esteem by one's customers. Our winners have accomplished that lofty goal by achieving the highest overall scores across industries, technologies, and regions as voted on by their enterprise customers. So without further ado, I will rip open the proverbial yet virtual envelope to reveal the overall winners of our 2021 ISG Star of Excellence Awards. And the winners are Hexaware, Emphasis, and Rackspace Technology. Congratulations to each of you on your outstanding achievement. Each of you represent the pinnacle of service excellence. A big round of applause for all three overall winners. In closing, I want to thank everyone who participated in our 2021 ISG Star of Excellence Awards. Each one of you has made your mark on our industry and is highly valued by your customers for service excellence and innovative uses of technology. Congratulations, everyone. Have a great holiday season and a terrific year ahead in 2022. Now let me turn it back to Paul for some concluding remarks.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Congratulations, Hexaware, Infosys, Rackspace Technology, and congratulations to all of the winners of the 2021 Star of Excellence. This concludes our ceremony. We trust everyone will have a very enjoyable holiday season coming up, and we wish you all of the best in the new year. It was so nice to see so many of you across the latter half of this year. We look forward to seeing you often in 2022. Thank you and take care.